What's going on, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome back to LilBigMan Gaming, bringing you the review for Night 2 of WrestleMania. Man, Night 2 has some very good matches, very good twists and turns. To some matches spoiled yet again by unexpected injury. So we start off Night 2 with Triple H. I'll call it a Triple H promo, because he basically came out, did his whole entrance, and panted to, get the crowd hyped up, got the crowd going, and he said he just wanted to come out here and say thank you and welcome to WrestleMania, and then he left his shoes in the ring, showing as a symbolism of him once again announcing his retirement. This time, instead of doing it in the interview, he wanted to do it in front of the world. So that's pretty much what that means. He left his shoes in the ring to show that I'm retiring from in-ring competition. So then we kick off with the first match of the night, which was RK Bro versus Alpha Academy versus the Street Profits for the Raw Tag Team Championships. This match was very good. This is a very good way to start it off. The start of WrestleMania. I thought it was gonna be out. I thought it was just gonna be like it was an okay or meh way to start out, but it was good. It was good. It was a good match. They got along. They got to go a long time. They got to go the distance. Everybody was kind of clicking on all cylinders. Chad Gable, he's always good when he comes to working with Randy Orton and the Street Profits. He always get to pull off these cool, matches and his cool little spots. And the match itself was very good. It was very good opening, and I enjoyed it. I was very into it, and very surprised that there are. Well, not very surprised. I'm kind of surprised. Because I was kind of I knew RK Bro could have had one that was probably going to win. I didn't know maybe they was going to get the Street Profits to win it, because they they've been having this little edgier push to them. So it could have been the Street Profits. I ain't think Chad Gable and them was going to win again, but I thought it might have been the Street Profits too. But in the end, RK Bro won, and they're still your Raw Tag Team Champions. We got the second match which is Omos versus Bobby Lashley. Now this match was good. It was good. I would say I gave it. I'm being generous, because it was good, as it was for the first time it was a longer Omos match. Him and Bobby, they worked each other over. Now Omos still did the Omos thing. He was still dominant. But Bobby Lashley, being the almighty Bobby Lashley, he did his thing, and he got to attack. He got to do these spots where he basically started working Omos, and then he was able finally to get Omos off his feet. He did a snap suplex with Omos, which I thought was cool. And in the end, he beat Omos with a spear. This wouldn't be the first time in the night too we would see this type of spear, because he speared him. One of the spears he hit him from behind, aiming for his kidneys, and that wouldn't be the first time we see that tonight. This was the first time, but this wouldn't be the last time we see somebody do that tonight. But Bobby Lashley, did get the victory here. I don't know. It was cool that it was Bobby Lashley. Could it actually went to somebody else that could have put them over? Maybe not. But in the end, it was still a good match overall. I say that because I heard people say that it could have been different people. It could have been somebody different who beat Omos. But then again, it at this point, it wasn't like something was on the line. So it works here, in my opinion. We got the next match, which was undoubtedly the funniest match of the night, which was Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. And to summarize it without going into extremely overly detail of what happened in this match, this was basically Sami Zayn versus the team from Jackass Forever. Basically, that's what it was. You know, they was Johnny Knox. He was going up against Johnny Knoxville. Johnny Knoxville actually held his own. It was pretty entertaining. It was pretty fun. But you know, eventually it broke down to Sami Zayn getting attacked from everybody from Jackass Forever, and there was some funny spots. They did, you know, all the usual Jackass gadgets was there, and it was fun. It was fun. I didn't think I was gonna have that much fun, but it was fun watching it. Would I say it was the match of the night? No, but it was definitely the funniest match of the night. But yeah, Johnny Knoxville got the win after trapping Sami Zayn in a giant rat trap. Whoever thought that was going to happen on WrestleMania? Whoever thought that was going to happen in wrestling, period. But hey, here we are. Yeah, Johnny Knoxville got the victory here. Then we move on to the next match, which was Sasha Banks and Naomi, or the Fatal 4-Way for the Women's Tag Team Championships. The match itself, maybe not the promos and nothing building up to it, but the match itself was kind of decent. You know, I still didn't care about it, but the match was decent enough to get me to watch it more and care. I care more about watching it here than the build up to it. The build up to it was horrible, but when you got here, it was like, it's kind of decent. They kind of got enough time, and but the people who I thought was gonna won, and that was Sasha Banks and Naomi. They pretty much won, and you know, it's not your new women's tag team champions. But I was just sitting here like, it didn't really. I don't know. Was this necessary? I mean, it was necessary to get these women, to give all these women some shine on WrestleMania. But I don't know. I just felt like it didn't really need to, or it just needed something. It needed a lot to make this thing better. But in the end, yeah, Sasha and Naomi are your new tag team, women's tag team champion. Then we got to what I would call the match of the night, which was AJ Styles versus Edge. Now, for all intents and purposes, I loved Edge's promo. Now, what I didn't know going into it, that I found out just moments before I did this video, or before I turned this video on, is that Edge is supposed to have some faction, which shed light onto what happened. It was supposed to be Edge is supposed to have like this new heel faction going on. So I was just like, okay. Nah, it makes sense, and what I'm about to tell you why it makes sense. So, one of the things that didn't make sense was why was when AJ was coming down the ring, after he did his entrance and stuff, you could tell he's bleeding. So he's coming down. I'm just like, wait a minute, why is he bleeding? The match ain't even started yet. Who the hell was he fighting? Turns out he got into an altercation. He got into an altercation. Follow me, guys. He got into an altercation with the stage itself. The stage. You know the little star. When he came out, he cracked himself by accident on the star of the stage. The star, the literal stage prop, took first blood from AJ Styles. But it was funny because I was just like, what the heck? What happened to AJ? Then I found out after the show went off, everybody was saying AJ cracked himself on the stage. And then there's like footage and stuff that you can see that when he came out, he was like, bow. And he was like, oh, Lord. I was just like, dang it, AJ. And he wrestled like that too. Like they ain't like doing Edge's entrance. They ain't trying to like put a band-aid or nothing. They ain't trying to do nothing with it. He just left it like that. And but they had a match. And I mean, their match was good. Their match was good. I enjoyed it. It went long too. It went long. This is by far, I think this was the longest match of both night 1 and night 2, because I think it was reported this match was like what? Yeah, I knew it was 20, but I think it was like 25 minutes. They said it was like 25 minutes, and it felt like it was 25 minutes of great action. The finish came when AJ Styles getting ready to go for a phenomenal forearm, and all out of nowhere, just random, out of nowhere, AJ's like he's like, yeah, I'm getting ready to do it. And then he just stopped like what? And he looked to his side. They go Damian Priest, just standing there looking. And he's like, what the heck is Damian? He's like, heck is. All right, he's getting ready to do then he's getting ready to do it, but then Edge just spears him and pins him 1, 2, 3, and then Edge doing his best Undertaker down on one knee, and Damian Priest get into the ring, go down to one knee, and they both rise up. And may I remind you, Edge is not Edge, but Damian Priest is wearing like these dark, brooding colors. Like he was wearing all black and just. He just this whole new character, and him and Edge just basically raised their hand. Oh, I was about to almost dropped my title. They raised their hands up, and then they walked down the ramp together. And why I was saying it makes sense was because the report I saw before I started this video said that he was supposed to have it feel a heel faction, and that one of the reported names was Damian Priest. That's why I saved that part for the end. Then we will move on to which I think was the most despicable match of the night. I don't want to say despicable, that's kind of bad, but it was horrible because it was Sheamus and Ridge Holland versus King Woods and Kofi Kingston. This match was bad for so many reasons. For one, this was like a regular match you would see on SmackDown because it didn't get the length. I know they had other matches to get to, but I think it literally went for like 3 or 4 minutes, if I'm correct. But this was a very short match. It wasn't long. They came out dressed like Big E. I like that part. That's like that was the only thing I liked about it was that they came out as the New Day, dressed like Big E, but then they got immediately squashed and beat by Sheamus and Ridge Holland. So, yeah, Sheamus and Ridge Holland are the winners of that match. So then we got another good match that, to wipe this bad taste out the mouth. We got Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. And Austin Theory, Vince McMahon came out first, along with Austin Theory. And now, I'm about to rapid fire this because there was a lot that happened. So, once Austin Theory came out after who came out after Vince McMahon, Pat McAfee had a special intro. He was one of the many people who had a special intro, and he came out, paying tribute to his whole football career, and basically his transition over to the wrestling ring, and then the match started. Surprisingly, it was a good match between Austin Theory and Pat McAfee. They went back and forth. They hit reversals. They had a nuance of it. It didn't feel like Austin Theory was carrying Pat. Pat carried his own and made for a great match. The finish came when Austin Theory tried to go for his I forgot what the name of his finisher is, but he went for his finisher. Pat McAfee reversed it and basically rolled him up for the pin, beating Austin Theory. Now you would think this was the end of the segment. It's not. Austin, as Pat McAfee is celebrating Vince McMahon, and Austin Theory like they about to leave. Pat is talking trash to Vince, and it's like he's daring Vince to get in the ring. And Vince at first is like, "You dare?" He started taking off his his suit, and then he's like, "You know what? No, I ain't." They about to leave, but then he's like, "You know what? No." He eventually takes off his suit jacket, his shirt and tie, and he gets in the ring. A referee shows up, and now there's an impromptu match of Pat McAfee versus Vince McMahon, which is basically was a squash match for Vince versus Pat. which was still, it was fun. You know, Vince is old. He really can't. You ain't gonna really have him take too many bumps. And Pat did try to fight back, but he pretty much was a squash match for Vince, and Vince ended up getting a victory here. This, and then you thought it would be the end. That would be the end of it, right? No. Then all of a sudden, Stone Cold Steve Austin comes back out, and he comes out, and Vince McMahon is just like, "Oh crap, oh crap! Look, hey, Steve, calm down." And Steve's just like, "No, basically trying to tell him, you pulling this bull crap." Steve would then Austin Theory would then try to attack Steve Austin. Stone Cold would open up another can of whip ass on him, and then he would hit Austin Theory for the best stunner sale ever, because Austin Theory sold that stunner. He did. He sold it. The Rock / Byron Saxton sold that stunner. And then he would stun Vince McMahon in the worst stunner sale ever, because Vince McMahon just crumbled with the kick. He crumbled with the kick, then he crumbled with the stunner, and Stone Cold laughed because he knew that was like the worst stunner ever. And then he celebrated with Pat Mcafee, only to stunner Pat Mcafee. Pat Mcafee, while he didn't do the whole overselling thing, he did like as the stunner happened, he just spewed out all the beer, and Stone Cold left the ring drenched in beer. Now that's the end of it. Wow, that was another long segment here. But then we get to the Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar match, the main event of the night, right? So we get to this match, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. Here we are, the unification of the WWE and the Universal Championship, which I guess that's what they're officially calling it. They're officially calling it whoever wins, they become the undisputed, unified WWE Universal Champion. Because the Universal Championship was just called the Universal Championship, now it's just going to be called the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. So now they got so now they match is going. It's a good match. What, not the greatest. It wasn't the greatest because you got the usual Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns spots, but it was a good match. And then with that, it was I think Roman picked up a real injury when he after so many spears and stuff, he got lodged in the Kimura. I think his arm actually came out of place. But yeah, other than that, the match was good itself. The person who I thought won was going to win, because after what they did with the Usos in night one, I was like, yeah, pretty much this was a guarantee. And that person won. It ended up being Brock Lesnar. Not Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns won. He is now your new unified WWE Undisputed Champion, which makes me Universal Champion. Which makes me wonder what they're going to do with Raw now, since Raw don't have a title. Is Roman just going to be on both shows, and he got to defend it as two separate titles? Who knows? We'll see it tonight on Monday Night Raw. But let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this episode of this WrestleMania Night 2. And if you enjoyed this video, then you hit this button right there in the upper right corner for all of my WWE reviews. And if you enjoyed this video so much you want to support the channel, all you gotta do is hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, do all those great things, because it helps me bring you more videos like this. And hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content. But don't go nowhere, I got that Morbius review next. Peace out.